Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode this week. And if you haven't read the title yet, you'll see that we're going to be drawing Daredevil for this week. If you guys haven't seen, there's a new show coming out, and I'm excited for it. I know you guys are too. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I'm going to be drawing the whole pose. So it's going to be a quick drawing because this should be an easy character to draw, guys. So let's get into it. We only got so much time to do. So I got a really cool pose I was going to draw, so I'll get him like kind of action. So if you guys aren't familiar with my style, let's get right into it. So I'm going to be drawing a little stick figure here. I'm going to be drawing a little figure. And as I said many times before, guys, whenever you're drawing a figure, always draw right through it. So when you're drawing a figure, always don't bother. We'll go over the line, fixing it up later. So let me know, the guys, in the comments if you guys are excited. I'm excited about the show. I'm actually getting a few of my buddies to watch it tomorrow, guys. We're gonna get some pizza. Hopefully, have a nice show watch. It's been a while since we've been able to enjoy anything from Marvel these days. I mean, you guys don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I mean, this is an art show, guys, but occasionally I do talk a few issues going on in the entertainment world. So, and we'll just see what happens. So, anyway, we're just gonna get the whole figure in. I'm gonna be drawing the feet, guys. So, let's see. So it kind of look like he's like tumbling down on somebody, but I'm not gonna bother with that. Just if you guys notice, yeah, his head is below his neckline because you gotta think of it at an angle, guys. Go, we want to draw him in an action pose, and I'm just trying to get the figure in. And so he's kind of like beating up, so I'm gonna draw his hand. Remember, guys, shapes. So the arms are gonna be little cone shapes, and cylinders for the thick part of the arms. So I'm gonna try to stick with that. Directional lines and balls for the shoulders. Balls. Torso, a little bit of an arch here, guys. So, and we're just gonna be drawing a classic Daredevil. None of the a little reference here. Daredevil. I thought about just drawing the whole mask, guys, but like, I gotta get the whole. These horns. He's horny. Giggity. His little eyes in. And he's got a nose, so he's got like a cowl, kind of like Batman. So you see his chin. Let's get his chin in, and he's got a. If you guys aren't familiar with this character, I forgot to explain. So he's actually a blind character. It's kind of cool. Stanley came up with a blind superhero with superpowers. He does have superpowers. He has like a sonar, like sense. So, and of course he trains his senses to be like get his D, and he has a double D on his chest. So. But yeah, he's a blind superhero. And yeah, he uses his senses and to sense things, and he has like a little baton as a weapon. So just bear with me, guys, and we'll see the character live. So, and then let's get the feet, and always draw the feet, guys. Don't be like those heroes who never draw feet. And he's got little boots, gloves. Just trying to get this drawing as fast as I can. So the details are most going to be in. Let's get him. I'm just gonna draw this. A quick drawing, guys. Just stick with the muscle tight suit on this one. Don't try to like make any details. So kind of like what we did with Black Panther. If you guys haven't seen that, check that out. So we're just drawing him in action. See how he's at arch? He looked like he's about to spring into action. So let me save this real quick. Oops. You always see my last video. That's because, guys, I do these videos kind of on the fly. Most of these are just what do they call off script. That's kind of where I do this. I mean, I only have a few talking points and things I have like written that I look at. occasionally, and then that's really about it. Just to kind of stick with. But that's just me. I like to do a little off topic. So, but just because remember, this is drawing, guys. At the end of the day, you're not my therapist and trying to listen to what I. But on that note, I actually want to get in today's. I kind of have like today's topic, which is just. Let me tell you something, guys. I had a run in. Well, I'll tell you a story. I had a little run in with my boss earlier at my other job, and basically, the story goes is that like, this person. I'm not going to say much. I don't want to get too personal, but this is a good lesson, guys, because whether you're at any job, I don't want you guys changing. This is kind of what this channel is all about, because some people just don't know the difference, guys, between bettering yourself. Like, you guys want to be better artists, that's why you come to this channel. That's fine. But you shouldn't change who you are for anyone. Or not for me, not for your job, not for anything. That's kind of where I'm at, guys, because my job basically wants me to change who I am. Pretty much. I mean, the way they were saying it, and the kind of person that you are in order to be like them, to get ahead in life. And you guys shouldn't have to do that. Honestly, guys, you can take this for what it is, but I will go to the grave. I don't care if I'm poor. In the end, if at least I stuck with my guns and stuck by my convictions, and I'm trying to be an inspiration on that regard, and I don't care who sees this, guys, because so many people are so afraid of their own shadows. I don't get it. They're so afraid of like everything these days, of losing something, or look, guys, I've lost a lot in the last couple of years, and the thing is, you don't think of it as losing things. You think of it as just bettering yourself, truly bettering yourself, And I'm telling you guys, you shouldn't change who you are, because being a better artist, guys, I love being a better artist, but it doesn't make you a better person. Do you treat people good? Are you a good person? Someone in your family? And that's kind of the things I want people to take from it, because like there are plenty of people who are successful in this world, guys. Are they nice people? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know them personally. I mean, I only go by what I see. If they're ever in the media or whatever. Let's get his horns in. So just drawing his horns. But the point is, guys, is that on this channel, that's why I always tell you guys to be who you are. If you want to improve on yourself in anything in life, relationships, art, music, wine, whatever, that's perfectly fine. That doesn't change who you are. Like when people say, like, let's say, guys, you're somebody, I don't know, maybe you want to improve in relationships in your life or something like that, and you're not good at like meeting people. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you weren't taught, like, and in this day and age, guys, nobody, you think anybody knows the secrets, like, you think any, like, I see these all the time with like dating experts and people like that and relationships. I mean, that's a good example. I'm only bringing it up just because it's a good example of like, if you're not good at like something like that, or because even relationships, guys, it matters in life, who you meet in life, not just like with people, but with, business, guys, because, business and relationships. And that's kind of how I felt with my current job. So if you're not getting what you need, you'll never will. And I basically made that clear. Like I'm not being respected for my talents and for my. You have to know your worth in anything, and in people, in life, and you have to learn to say no to situations. And it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're giving up on things that are just a waste of your time. So if you try something and you're not getting what you need, that's all I will say. And I encourage this because guys, there's so many people, and I always just want to blast this on the internet, and I don't care, because some people will say, Tom, sleepless, you shouldn't say that. Why not? What's gonna happen if I'm saying this, guys? What's gonna happen? Someone nothing will happen from just being honest with yourself, guys. And if you can't be honest with yourself, and you can't take yourself seriously and know your worth, how are you gonna expect other people to do it? Remember, guys, we allow ourselves to be treated a certain way by people, by our jobs, by our relationships, by our friends and family, and I'm not saying you don't be respectful, but it's just something I continuously like to I'm not afraid to say. I've always felt like there's something wrong with me, and trust me, guys, there's nothing wrong with you. You can always improve. You can always become a better version of yourself. But the core values of yourself, that doesn't go away, and you should never be ashamed of if you're a good person. Maybe you haven't met the right person, maybe you haven't found the right job, maybe you haven't found the right class or school, or they kind of sit. You got to find what works for you, guys. And if something doesn't, then that's when you have to analyze yourself and say, should I stick with this, or should I Sorry guys, but I was really excited to tell this lesson because I know somebody on and even some of my friends and family who watch these videos will say, you know, oh, you shouldn't say that. Why not? Why are you guys so afraid, you know, to tell the truth to people? And then you wonder why you all bottle things up and then you know, and then nothing ever gets said. You know, hungry mouth don't get fed, guys. I've been speaking up a lot for myself lately, and it's actually worked, guys. So, you know, I've been proving on that. And let me tell you something. At least you feel bad. At least you knowing you, because let me tell you something, guys. Your convictions are not worth a few dollars. I can promise you that. There's always money in this world. You know, the money will always come. Oops. So that's all I'll say. You know, I'm sure people are gonna grill me for this. I don't care, dude. I don't care, guys. I really don't. You have to be who you are. You know, and if this world doesn't accept you for it, then screw it. Then this world doesn't deserve you. You know, do things on your own merit. You'll be at least much happier knowing, guys, that you stick by your convictions. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Let's get his hands in. I'm gonna draw his baton. Let me get a ruler real quick. So if you guys need to use the ruler, gotta angle it. Cause I'm gonna get he has like a little baton as a weapon. So I just want it to be perfectly straight. Oops. Maybe I'll get the wire in because he has like a little bit of a wire. It turns into like a wire. But if you get Daredevil is more of a bronze, like his dad was like a fighter, so he kind of just beats up people. You know, he's been known as like a more of like a kind of like a prize fighter, but just a fighter. That's why we're gonna emphasize on his muscles, guys. So where are we at? Not too bad. Let's get the rest of him, and then we'll draw him. Let's see, he has a little bit of a belt going. So make sure the belt is at an angle, guys. Don't do a straight belt. Draw it at in this angle. It's a little bit down because his angle for his legs and stuff. So. And let's see, get his thigh in, because his thigh should be above here. Because remember, guys, we're drawing him like a comic book character, so he's a little bit. We're just taking a little bit of the anatomy out of place, kind of like you see with McFarlane, Spider-Man, and all that. You know, but still try to keep it within reach of anatomy. Don't be, you know. And get his little boot. He has a boot. You can draw a little bit of a, even if it's just a leg, guys, draw a little bit of a sole here to emphasize a boot. So just and he kind of has a little line going down here. So a little bit of Daredevil. I dare you to be a devil. Okay, so I'm just gonna touch this up a little bit. You know, not too much muscles because I'm gonna add a little bit more shadow. Fighting in the shadow. A little bit of arm muscle going. Remember, add a little bit of a point here for the elbow. You can add a little bit of muscle, guys. Not too much because there's some muscles going on the back here. So, little lines here, a little line there. Don't forget that I was talking too much, guys, but don't forget the double D on his chest here. So. I was getting a little bit more shadow because Daredevil's a fun. He actually has a red costume. I'm not gonna draw the red. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get a little bit of the. Let's see, because remember, it's just a quick drawing, so let's save that so we don't lose that, and then add some shadows. Because remember, guys, shadows around the head, and you know he mostly fights at night. So we'll probably have a little bit more thickness. Always remember shadows on the forehead, because the shadows just on the head, the same thing, guys. Kind of like Batman. So, because the light would be reflecting from the back, so there'd be a cast shadow on his face like this. So almost the entire face would have some kind of shadows. So, we got some cross-hatching action coming at you. Okay. Now some shadows here. But you can leave the D, guys. You don't have to just think of the D as like a little bump, so the shadow wouldn't be reflecting on it. That's why if you guys ever notice, like comic book characters, like they have some, like let's say you guys are drawing a T-shirt, and it's like a black T-shirt. If you're inking it, you wouldn't leave. You leave the wrinkles because the wrinkles actually do show up in the light because they're at an angle. Think of it like a hill. You know how you say you see the sunrise on a hill. So you'd see the edge because that's and it's kind of explained, guys. But the way shadows work, angles change the lighting on it. So even then, guys, if you guys notice, go to the gym, guys, and if you're in a bright lit area, your muscles aren't going to pop out. That's because the shadows aren't hitting your muscles as much when you're in a lighted area. That's why you got to think of muscles as just like hills on your body. So the more you work it, the more they're like grooves in your body, the more they pop out. So that's why if you're like, oh my god, I went to the gym and then my muscles aren't popping so much. That's because your muscles are not at the light enough light. But don't let that get to you guys, because I mean some people are saying like, oh, am I really muscular? No, you're still, you're not hitting the gym enough, it won't pop out as much. I'm just saying in some angles, like if you take a light, if you're still a big person, obviously it's going to show, obviously, but just even a big person may not have as much muscle, just in that one angle. I'm just saying it's just in that one like if you're looking yourself in the mirror at the gym or something like that, and you're like, why isn't oh, I just changed the lighting a little bit. So, anyway, I don't want to give you guys hope, like false hope, and thinking like, oh, am I more muscular than I thought? No, you still got to do the work at the gym, guys. So get a little bit of shadow. Nah, it looks too much like an UGG boot. You just this a little, get a little bit more of a round shape. Touching it up. I'm not gonna bother erasing, guys, because we're a little bit of a time limit. Add some little shadows here. Hope you guys enjoy my new logo on my channel. I'm making little improvements here and there. Hope you guys will notice. So, yeah, I think that'll about do her. We're getting there, guys. A little bit more. Going as fast as I can, so you guys can go about your day. We'll add some cross-hatch in action whenever you can. Remember, it's supposed to emphasize the shape. Like, even though these aren't just random line guys. This is like the shape of his thigh. So that's why we want to emphasize in comic books. So, and where we put the light and the dark always matters. So it's not just random, guys, that most people think, because this is where the light's hitting it. This is where the shadows would be. Remember, guys, inking is not for color. So try to get know the difference between ink and then, like, let's say if I was drawing a black T-shirt, guys, I wouldn't be drawing it. I would consider light, but if some areas can be black and can be inked, because that's where the dark is hitting the T-shirt. Like if you're drawing a black T-shirt, the Punisher, for example, Oh, speaking of Punisher, I don't mean to get, but guys, hopefully we'll get to see the Punisher in the show. So excited. We've been playing Marvel Rivals, guys. It's been awesome. So hopefully they may add Daredevil and I hear they're adding the X-Men and possibly Deadpool. I'm not confirmed yet, but we'll see. Let's just finish this up. So let's add some muscle shadows here. Yeah, I like these classic guys because then you can get the classic shading guys like this, like more thicker lines. If you look at the Daredevil and old comic books, how they used to do like more thick, thicker lines for the cross-hatching action, like this, guys. That's mostly what they were, doing. So you don't need much on this hand because let's add a little bit on the baton because the baton has a little bit. Because remember, guys, any object around these guys will have some. If you want some wire, just go crazy. Like, look at that. So freaking sweet. Doesn't that look badass? Woo! And don't worry about these breaks, guys, because these actually can be like little lines, in the. Yeah, look at that, little lines in the. This could probably be like a hitting with the shadow. So maybe there even can be some like check this, guys. There could be some shadows like right here. Boom, on the rope. So, yeah, so don't worry about that. It actually kind of works in your favor, so. Anyway, guys, well, Oh wait, let me add a little bit more feather. It's called feather. Remember, guys, it's not just cross hatching. It's also feathering, I believe is referred to it. So I like the way that one looks. Just always try to leave some white. Remember, guys, you have to can't. In fact, I was just watching a video on Rob Ross about he said, you know, exactly what, you know, I've said before, that of course I got it from him obviously, but you can't have, if you have all white, all light, and you know, and no dark, you have nothing. And same thing if you have all black, you know. Gotta have dark and light mixed together, otherwise, you know, nothing can work, guys. Gotta have lights, gotta have darks. I myself am waiting on some lighter days myself, so. And there we go, guys. I think it looks pretty cool. I just wanted to. Straighten out his chin a little. There we go. Okay, now we're done. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. I'm going to sign this bad boy. And there's our Daredevil. So, anyway, guys, let me know what you think. And I hope you check out the show. I'm going to be watching it tomorrow with my buddies. And we'll have a good time. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this drawing. Oh, actually, I forgot one thing. He's got a little bit of a holster here. So, a little bit of a tidy whitey there going. Okay. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get up out of here. Don't forget to subscribe and share the video. I'd appreciate it. Check out my Instagram and my new drawings every day, guys. Every week, we got videos. More to come, and I appreciate everything. And yeah, so have a good one. And remember, guys, always be yourselves. Don't let anybody change you for nothing. That's all I'm going to say. And later, Gators. Bye.